We're checking the facts with Micah Beard.
And we're using our common sense to get the real deal on our economy from Haley Simpson.
All this and more, you're watching Topicality.
When it comes to politics, it's important now more than ever to sift through the noise and get to the truth behind the headlines. Today, we're going to dive into some of the most talked about statements and claims surrounding Doge and Gaza. I'm Micah Beard. Let's check the facts. Question number 1. Is Doge an official White House office? There is no official record of the Department of Government Efficiency as a formal White House office. Although the name is mentioned in its discussions on federal workforce cuts and government reforms, there is no verifiable confirmation that it exists as an officially established department. No executive orders or government documents reference Doge as a legitimate agency, and it does not appear in official White House records. Question number 2. Did we actually send $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza? No, the United States did not send $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza. This claim originated from statements by President Donald Trump and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt suggesting that such funds were allocated for condom issuing in Gaza. However, investigations have found no credible evidence supporting this assertion. The International Medical Corps, the organization allegedly receiving these funds, clarified that no U.S. government funding was used to procure or distribute condoms in Gaza. Additionally, reports indicate that the confusion may have arisen from a misinterpretation, conflating the Gaza Strip with Gaza province in Mozambique, where HIV/AIDS reproductive health funding is allocated. Therefore, the claims about $50 million being spent on condoms for Gaza lacks any factual basis. Question number 3. Who and how many people have been laid off by Doge? The Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, has initiated significant workforce reductions across various federal agencies. As of recent reports, around 29,000 federal employees have been terminated, with an additional 75,000 accepting buyouts or being put on leave, potentially leading to further layoffs. Key impacts include over 5,000 job cuts at the Internal Revenue Service, particularly affecting employees responsible for audits and collections. The Department of Veterans Affairs has dismissed more than 1,000 employees, including researchers in critical fields such as cancer treatment and opioid addiction. Additionally, the Department of Education has seen at least 39 firings impacting special education specialists and student aid officials. These measures are part of Doge's broader strategy to reduce government spending and enhance efficiency. Question number 4. Did Doge find fraud in federal spending? The Department of Government Efficiency has made claims about uncovering fraud and waste in federal spending. However, these claims have raised doubts due to a lack of solid evidence. Doge's reports, particularly on the canceled contracts, have been criticized for inaccuracies and a lack of transparency. While experts agreed that fraud in federal spending could be around 10% of total disbursements, Doge's findings have not been proven. This has led many to question the reliability of Doge's reports and whether they are accurately identifying waste and fraud in government spending. That's all for today. Join us next time as we continue to unravel the facts and myths in our ever-evolving world. Until then, I'm Micah Beard, and don't forget to check the facts.
Have you ever found yourself in a political discussion where a single confusing term completely derails the conversation? Or have you ever felt completely left out because the conversation was going over your head? Well, we're here to empower you with the vocabulary you need to be involved in your democracy. I'm your host, Gabby Hancock, and this is Well Defined. Let's start off with our first term, a bureaucrat, which is someone who works in or is a part of a bureaucracy. The term bureaucrat comes from the word bureaucracy, a complex system of rules and procedures that help govern and manage an organization. Bureaucrats can work in different government positions, corporations, or other organizations. Various government officials are involved in being bureaucrats. For example, budget office bureaucrats include CEOs, board members, and managerial and directional executives. On to our next definition, surplus funds. Surplus funds are contributions given for an election that remain after an election. These are also not needed for paying back obligations from the election campaign. The funds may only be disposed of in a few ways that are permitted by law. These several ways include returning funds to contributors as long as they don't exceed the amount given by that donor, transferred without limit to a political party or legislative caucus committee, held for future campaigns, transferred to the candidate's personal account for earnings lost, donate to a charity registered with the Secretary of State's office, transferred to state treasurer, or even deposit it into a separate surplus fund account and use it for public office related expenses. For our next definition, let's discuss soft coup. A soft coup is someone who tries to take over the government in an illegal or often sneaky manner. Oftentimes, they will do it in a way that doesn't involve any use of force or violence to achieve their goal of overthrowing the government. Project 2025 is what many have referred to as a soft coup because of how it's a form of changing or taking over our government and making its own changes to our constitutional rights. The next term we're going to explore is a special government employee. A special government employee, or also known as SGE, is an officer of an or employee present in the executive branch of the federal government. Usually, these are seen as experts or consultants or serve as members of a federal advisory committee. They're normally appointed to perform important services to the government, which could be with or without compensation. They'll usually work for a period of 130 days during any period within the 365 consecutive days. An example of a special government employee is the position that Elon Musk is currently serving, as he's under Trump and consulting many of his decisions while also pushing to make his own. For our final term, we're going to talk about the difference between waste versus fraud. Waste is seen as a thoughtless, unnecessary cost that normally is a result of inefficient or ineffective practices, systems, or internal controls that would normally result from inadequate oversight. Fraud, on the other hand, is an act of dishonesty that is used as a tool for personal gain. This will usually involve wanting to obtain something of value for personal or financial gain, which could be used to deprive others or an organization of some kind. Fraud could occur through an individual's actions or even their own words. When we mix up these two words, especially when talking about government funds, we can mislead people, especially when we choose to fire thousands of federal workers from their jobs for the purpose of eradicating waste and fraud. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you feel more equipped to engage in the conversations that shape our futures. I'm your host, Gabby Hancock, and you've been watching Well Defined.
Hey Panthers, I'm Bailey, and welcome to My Picks of the Week, where each week I'll bring you a new book, podcast, or documentary to keep you entertained and informed. This week, I'm recommending Kara Swisher on the radicalization of Elon Musk, an episode of The Ezra Klein Show. Kara Swisher has been reporting on Musk for decades and is one of the great tech reporters of our age. She hosts the podcast On with Kara Swisher and Pivot with Scott Galloway, and is the author of Burn Book, a tech love story. In this talk with Klein, Swisher discusses how and why Elon Musk has been on a slash and burn tear through the federal government, gaining access to IT systems, dismantling USAID, and unleashing a fire hose of attacks on his platform X, accusing the bureaucracy of various conspiratorial crimes. Swisher uncovers many interesting questions about Musk's evolution, bringing to the point that as all of this unfolds before our eyes, it's hard to believe that Musk, not that long ago, was a conventional Obama-era liberal. We question how a guy who cared about climate change and going to Mars, whose companies were buoyed by government largesse, became Donald Trump's most unapologetic soldier. What does he hope to do with all this power? What does Musk want? My second recommendation is Elon Musk, a biography by Walter Isaacson. This #1 New York Times and global bestseller shares the intimate story of the fascinating and controversial innovator. For 2 years, Isaacson shadowed Elon Musk as he executed his vision for electric vehicles at Tesla, space exploration with SpaceX, the AI revolution, and the takeover of Twitter and its conversion to X. The result offers clues to his political insights, future ambitions, and overall worldview. Well, those are my picks of the week. So whether you're looking to engage with thought-provoking content or explore new interests, I hope you found something that resonates with you. I'm Bailey Boyce. Thanks for watching.
Hey Panthers, it's time to share your voice, hear fresh perspectives, and be a part of the conversation. I'm Autumn Bishop, and this is Capitol Hill.
I'm here with
Jessica,
Micah,
Raven,
Tristan,
Armaja,
Zariah,
Ruben,
Sydney, Janessa,
Tay.
My name is Ryan,
Carrie, Kira,
Landon Mumphrey.
Okay, so the first question is, what does Doge stand for?
Ooh, hold on.
I don't even know how to. It's an acronym.
yes,
That's Doge. It's like a coin thing. The dog thing. It was a meme at one point.
Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Dogecoin.
I don't even know how to spell that.
I really can't tell you.
I have
to
no
be
clue.
honest.
I don't know.
Department of Government. What that E stand for?
Doge stands for the Department of Government Efficiency.
Yes. Department of Government Efficiency.
Doge stands for Department of Government Efficiency.
Yes, correct.
I believe it stands for Department of Government Efficiency.
Yes, correct. Yes. I know Dogecoin is cryptocurrency. I don't know much about cryptocurrency though. That's not something I'm versed in. But I know Elon Musk makes Teslas and he's now a part of the government, I think, maybe.
I am familiar with something that I've heard as far as Elon Musk in doing government spending and putting back to $0, and then he going in and allocating the funds to each different departments depending on what they deem as important or efficient.
Yeah. So the Department of Government Efficiency was there to just basically cut government spending and public spending like that. So it's been heavily impactful on like Social Security, in fact, like healthcare, veterans, and things like that. How do y'all feel about him in the White House?
In the White House.
I don't like him there. I feel like our government is not a place for somebody who has money to run around like it's a playground. For him and his benefits, I don't like that.
He's like very unrealistic in my opinion. I feel like we need somebody more realistic in the White House. Like making rules and over people. I don't
Very
think
much so.
no.
Like less ignorant people.
Yeah, he may be a good businessman, but like over people and our well-being and the economy sounds like a bad idea.
In general, I feel like there are some people who shouldn't be able to buy their way into a place that makes such important decisions, especially like that affect so many people, especially when they can buy their way out of their own personal like trials and tribulations. They shouldn't have say over other people's.
I think that he shouldn't be in the White House just for the fact that he hasn't been elected. He's not an elected official. He's not anyone that has clearance to be dealing with the information that he's dealing with. Another thing with how he's going through these financial records of American citizens. And so he definitely doesn't deserve to be in the position that he's in with the power that he has.
A lot of the things that him and I know that Trump are going for, I believe that it's not how our justice system works, like our balance of powers work. I don't think that there is a place for him, and he's creating a place for himself in order to be able to push what he wants to get done, how he wants it to be done. But nobody elected him.
I don't know why there's a new department. I don't think he's not even American. So there's that. I don't even know what the agency does. So
I mean, it says to do government spending, but do you think that's what it's doing?
no, because that's actually Congress's job. I fear. So I don't know what that's for.
I feel like he's just there to fill in space and just say random things, because every day I do see him on Twitter and I don't know what he's talking about, but I don't know. No, I don't believe he has a position. I don't even believe what you just said.
You know how in The Wiz, you got the big face and that's Trump, and then you have the one behind? That's what Elon is giving. And I feel like, especially with him, all the immigrant policies and stuff like that, it's not really making sense, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan. And I definitely feel like we as students and as Black Americans definitely need to use our voices to voice his opinion and then also make change, because we the people can do something about it. It says in the Constitution.
Thank you. Right. Did you happen to know where he was from?
Cali, California?
Where is Elon Musk from? Do y'all know?
Africa, right? Yeah.
Africa.
I could be wrong. Like South Africa?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's actually from South Africa.
But he wants to work in the White House.
So I know that he is an immigrant, and yeah, I know he's an immigrant.
South Africa?
Yeah.
He is not American. He is from South Africa.
Yes.
He's from like South Africa, right? He's,
Yeah.
Immigrant. Yeah.
But I thought Donald Trump didn't want immigrants though. Anyways.
Clock it.
Yeah.
South Africa.
Thank you so much for your answer.
Bye, y'all. KPVU-TV.
Welcome to Common Sense, where we break down the world of economics into something a little less complex and a lot more relatable, making better sense of the latest economic news. I'm your host, Haley Sampson. Let's jump right in. As the country grapples with various financial challenges, it's crucial to understand how key economic factors are interconnected. Today, we're focusing on three major issues: the national debt, the DOGE program's budget cuts, and the ongoing debate surrounding laissez-faire economics. While these may seem like separate topics, they are deeply tied together in shaping America's financial landscape. Let's start with the national debt. Currently, a pressing concern as government spending continues to outpace revenue. When the government borrows excessively to fund programs and services, it increases the national debt. This debt isn't just a number. It impacts inflation, interest rates, and the value of the US dollar. Now here's where Elon Musk and the DOGE program budget cuts come in. As Musk and his friends look for ways to balance the budget and curb rising debt, DOGE has initiated sweeping cuts across multiple federal agencies, including the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the Science and Technology Directorate, plus a bunch more. These cuts have been widely criticized for their lack of transparency and the potential damage they inflict. Reports suggest DOGE's approach has been chaotic and even reckless, eliminating essential government functions, disrupting federal agencies, and exacerbating economic instability. The claim of cost savings is often misleading, as many of the canceled contracts were never actual expenditures but agreements that allow for efficient future spending. In other cases, agencies have been forced to scramble to rehire terminated employees, undermining any real efficiency gains. Just the other day, Musk sent an email to all federal workers requiring them to explain what they did the previous week or risk being fired. Musk said, subject to the discretion of the president, federal workers who did not respond to the check-in email will get another chance to respond, adding that failure to do so would result in being fired. Enter laissez-faire economics, the idea that minimal government intervention allows for a more efficient and self-correcting market. Advocates argue that when businesses operate without excessive regulation, the economy grows naturally, leading to job creation and innovation. However, critics point out that without oversight, wealth inequality can widen and essential services can be underfunded issues we're seeing playing out today. So how does it all connect? The national debt forces tough budget decisions, leading to cuts in programs like U.S. aid, which then fuels the debate over whether the government should be more hands-on or hands-off in managing the economy. It's a cycle that repeats itself throughout history, shaping economic policies and impacting Americans like you and me. That's a wrap for today.
We hope you're walking away with some fresh insights and a few tips to boost your economic literacy. The more you know, the smarter your money moves will be. I'm Haley Sampson, and don't forget to use your common sense.
That's all for this week. Make sure to follow KPVU-TV on all social media and remember to vote. Good night.